It's 7:40. Let's do this. Relief from the heat and humidity is almost here. I can feel it. Good evening, Hampton Roads. Good evening, Northeast North Carolina. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of WTKR News 3 Television, and you are watching First Warning Live, sponsored by Marco's Pizza. We're talking about free pizza that we're giving away, and we're going to be giving away more details in a moment, but I got to get to this weather. It's been an extreme period of time. Some of you have lost track of time. I understand that. Today we hit 92 for the second day in a row, and we have a 3 years. This is weird. 98, we did that in 2020 in Norfolk. 98, 1901, and 1875. So it's been a long time. We haven't been above 98, but we've done it. We've done it a number of times. And as far as the crazy week is concerned, it's been a desert heat wave or humidity wave, whatever you want to call it, for 6 days. And if you want to know, at least just from the Norfolk perspective, I thought I would give it to you in bullet point 4. Maybe a bar graph. That would be more applicable. Like we had a feels like temperature today of 101. Well, that's just what it was yesterday. I know, but it's cumulative, right? It wears you down. It felt like 102 on Monday. It felt like 110 on Sunday before the storms came in. Wow. And then we started this monstrosity of 106 back on Friday. So if you think about it, we got 6 days down. We got one more day to go. One more day to go, and then it's going to get better because the changes are going to be significant. I mean, you're going to be like, is it the same place? It's like a new weather attitude. It will be. It will be. You just have to be patient. You just have to be patient, my friend. Because one of the things we've been talking about the trend, I want to show you where we're going. Because if I delay that to the end of this live stream, you're going to feel like maybe you got cheated. I don't want you to feel cheated. We want to give you some cool stuff here too. Maybe you're the winner of the free pizza. But temperature trend 104 is the feels like tomorrow. And then it's going to feel like 84, and it's going to be 84. And it's going to be like 81. It's going to feel like 81. So we will have fewer numbers to keep track of. But I can tell you this. 81 degrees Saturday and Sunday is more typical of September 16th through the 19th. That's late summer, my friend. It's not quite to the autumnal equinox, but it's pretty close. September 16th to September 19th is more typical of 81 degrees. And when you look at this big picture, I mean, the normal high is 89. So you might say, well, this is where we should be. You know, I always tear down that argument. When you think about this, if you're a teacher, right, and you have like 10, 20 students or so, and then you pass out the tests, and some of the students get an A, and some of the students, they didn't study. They got a D or an F, and some got a C. That's like, well, this is where we should be. That's like telling your A student you should be a C student. Do you see what I mean? It's just an average. That's all it is. So 89 is the average. We're going to be below average for probably more than 7 days. Isn't that nice? So you paid the price. You put out the effort to stay hydrated, pre-hydrated perhaps for 7 days. You got one more day to do it. And I think we can do it. I can encourage you in that regard. By the way, I can also encourage you about Marco's Pizza because there's 5 convenient locations that they are participating in. All their 757 phone numbers are on the screen here, but there's 3 in Virginia Beach, 1 in Chesapeake, 1 in Norfolk. And there's a very easy place to go. It's our webpage if you want to win. If you want to win, I've had that question come up in the last week or two. How do I win? Just register. It takes a minute or two. Go to WTKR.com/Marcos. One of the great things that we're doing is we're giving away free pizza for a year, but there's a deal of the week first, and it's called the Hot Honey Magnifico. The Hot Honey Magnifico. Now, some of you are familiar. I had to research this. This came out in 2010. Some guy named Mike in Brooklyn had this idea of putting honey and infusing it with some great chili peppers. So it's a sweetness, it's got some hotness to it, but it's delicious. And you can do that for $10.99 for me if you use the promo code WTKR Sunny. It's over here. I've also learned from our wonderful Marco's sponsor that they're also giving away the specialty pizza at the same price, $10.99 medium, for the other pizzas. I'm talking about maybe the all meat, the deluxe, the garden. You know, they have just a garden. They even have a cauliflower friendly or gluten friendly pizza. You could do that. But the Hawaiian chicken, they got that. They got the Philly. They got the white cheesy, the big cheese, and the chicken fresco. But maybe you want the works. Maybe you want everything on that pizza. That's a pretty good deal. If you can get everything, pepperoni, ham, green peppers, Italian sausages, mushrooms, bacon, all for $10.99 on a medium pizza, that's a steal. So I hope that maybe you'll consider that. But we're going to be giving away free pizza for a year, and this certificate will be issued out tomorrow We're going to cross off July and say hello to August. It's like a punch card. We've given also away individual pizzas over time as well. So that's what I just wanted to share that with you, let you know that we're not done giving away pizza. This is part of the fun part of this experiment, and we hope that maybe you'll participate in the process. I got a note from Stella. She says she loves pizza. I love Marco's Pizza, so thank you, Stella, for that note. I also have a note from Kim. I believe this is from last night. She said, I think I got this a couple more days. She's looking forward to Friday. Now, Kim, if you're still watching tonight, I imagine you're still looking forward to Friday. And why not? Because when you look at these numbers, there's not only Friday to look forward to, but I think the slice of nice is Sunday, because the dew points are going to be coming down briefly into the mid to upper 50s. That's a sweet outcome, and we just have to get there. Sunday is still a couple of days away. Heat index right now at 746 is 91 in Virginia Beach. It feels like 104 in Eaton, David. Well, we know for a fact that this is a little exaggerated. They've got some issues at the Chowan Regional Airport, but their hygrometers are a little over-exaggerated, but it's probably closer to 93 like Ahoskie or Elizabeth City. Manio feels like 87. Franklin, you feel like 93 right now. It feels like 95 in Williamsburg, and it feels like 90 in Moyock, and 93 in Norfolk here at 746. Radar picture had a few of these green dots. There was like one in York, James City County here. We had like one here, maybe over here. It was like we had some storms, not even storms, it's just brief showers over the last hour or two. Can we loop it? Yeah, there's a couple of green dots. Now there's one in Chowan County. So for you to say you're going to get some radar, that would be an over-exaggeration. Most of us will stay dry. A little bit of a shower near the city of Suffolk tonight. That has passed. We even had some scattered showers around Onancock during about 3 o'clock this afternoon. But most of the thunderstorms right now are in the western part of the state, in western Virginia and into western North Carolina. They still are dealing with some flash flooding, it looks like, in parts of Tennessee, not far from the Tri-Cities. Now tomorrow, keep in mind, there is a ball game. There's a ball game going on right now. But the Norfolk Tides have a day game tomorrow. So I wanted to be out ahead of it, because while tonight's bark in the park, you could bring your dog if the dog can handle the humidity. But it's going to be really hot tomorrow, so we're going to be headed back into the low 90s again, yet again, day number 7. But there's about a 10% chance of showers. It's really in the afternoon that it will start to pick up into the evening. But the first pitch is at 12:05. They're taking on the Memphis Redbirds again. That's tomorrow, so if you're interested in going to the game, I just thought I would throw it out there. Beach forecast 2 feet. That's what I expect to find tomorrow with a 5 to 15 mile per hour wind. That's one thing we'll note. And also want to note too, let's see if there's any more comments on here, because I'm doing my best to multitask. That's what I like to do anytime we have these new comments come in. I'll do my best to put them on the screen. Yeah, I've got some new ones here. But the rip current risk is low, and the low tide, as you can see, there's at 6:52. Usually rip currents get more intense around the time of low tide. Water temperature is now in the lower 80s. I got a note from Carletta. Let me come back on camera. She says, top of the afternoon to you. Well, I guess it's evening. I mean, it's 7:48, but it's good to see Carletta. And she's got her picture here. See, I love this because, you know, we're like meeting for the first time, Carletta. I don't know if I've seen a comment from you before, but it's nice that we were able to display the picture that Facebook provides us from you, and we're able to put it with your comment. So if you have anything additional that you want to add, I'll do my best to bring light to it, and we'll carry on. But I'm glad to have you here, and we'll just keep talking about the weather, because I want to talk about not only the beach, but the tropics. Some of you are like, something's going to happen soon. Well, yeah, typically it does. Usually in late August and into September, we usually see some activity. But right now, it's shh, nothing. But I have to get update. Update me on nothing, Aldrich. Okay, I just did, right? There's nothing to see here. What's that famous line from Naked Gun? There's nothing to see here. But in the later the month of August, there could certainly be like a 1, 2, 3, and then everybody goes, oh, nobody saw that coming. It's history, my friend. Climatologically speaking, we usually see a spike in tropical activity somewhere in the Atlantic during the month of late August and into September. So around Labor Day. But we've had 3. I mean, it's not like we haven't had a nothing. We had Andrea northeast of Bermuda. Barry went right into Mexico. And then Chantal, I mean, she was just a tropical depression when she dropped 5 to 10 inches of rain around Chapel Hill in Burlington, North Carolina. And they had to close some restaurants for a couple of weeks. So even though it's just a tropical, you mean it was just a little tropical depression? Yes, but they can still produce a lot of rain. So we get so hung up on the Saffir-Simpson scale. It's more about the impact and how it can affect your life. 5 to 10 inches is nothing to sneeze at. but because it didn't have a real powerful name, maybe if you had Dexter, because wasn't that like a scary Netflix or show, maybe Showtime, something like he was like a serial killer. Yeah, people would probably board up for a Hurricane Dexter. I'm just throwing it out there. Names and psychological, the social science of names and what people will do and not do. It's amazing. But I digress. Let's keep going, because I know Dexter, Aaron, and Ferdinand are the next 3 names on the list. Heat and humidity, one more day. If you are patient, we've got one more day. Best storm chances are when? Later Thursday and into Friday, and a very nice weekend on the menu. We've got lower humidity, check. We got cooler air, check. You mean it's like a package deal? It is. It's a package deal. You get lower humidity and you get cooler weather all at the same time. Isn't that nice? I think that's nice. I think that's pretty cool. Got some other comments that might be streaming in here. See, Denmark's on here. I guess he's commenting about Marilyn Bell. Maybe there was a comment from Marilyn. Did I miss Marilyn? Marilyn Bell has a comment. She's in East Tennessee. She says, come on Friday. She's rooting it on. She says, we need this cool down. I think we do too. I mean, this is kind of weird that we've gotten to, oh, that's Taj. I got Taj on here. I got Marilyn Bell. I got so many other people on here. Forgive me. But Taj, I appreciate your participation as you've commented before. There's Marilyn. She was on here. Let's see if I got Marilyn. There's Marilyn. She's on here. Up. Did she not disappear? She keeps moving. The comments keep coming in so fast and furious. There it is. She says it was hot. That's an understatement. It was hot here in East Tennessee. On my husband's job, the heat index was 113. That is a wow. So Denmark responding to that, I could see there's a wow in there. And we want you to know that it will get better. It will. I mean, it's going to get better in Tennessee first, and then probably tomorrow, but we're going to get better on Friday. And so it's kind of like a domino thing. All the cool air right now is up in Canada, which we will look at here in just a moment. Let me get back to the maps as we continue on and clear off the telestrator. Here is the map, active maps for severe weather. If you're in the military and you want to know where's my family live, I'm homesick. If they're in Louisiana, let's go down here. There's some severe weather in some of the parishes here. It looks like, where are we? Yep, severe thunderstorm warning, Acadia, Allen, Jefferson Davis, some of these areas till 7:15. What do we have off to the north? I think there was some activity northward. Yep, there's up here in maybe Wyoming. I see that. Yep, Wyoming up here. Looks like we have Bighorn till 6:15. Now, how many people are affected by this particular storm? I mean, we're out in Wyoming, folks. It's 323. Not a lot of people. 328 people. Not a whole lot of people, but you got to warn them, because how else would they know? You say, well, they got a weather app. Well, maybe they do. Hopefully they have our weather app. But that's one of the things we're looking here. One of the things we're looking for severe weather. And then we zoom back out. Not a lot going on in California. Oh, actually, Northern California. Not often do you see severe weather up here. But in far northern parts of California, they got some severe weather here, also around just south of Mount Shasta and Happy Camp. They must not be too happy under a severe thunderstorm warning, but that's until 5:15 Pacific time. But we had the big tsunami scare last night. It affected a lot of areas. Many of you were like, it was going up and down here. And we had some alerts down along the east or the west coast. I mean, there was some scares. When you have an 8.8, that was 8.8. I mean, they don't get much strong. Was it 9, the worst of them all? But a magnitude quake of that size, about a 9 is worth, are you ready for this? It's roughly about 1 trillion pounds of explosives. Boom! And can you imagine? You would expect you get that kind of much explosive, you're going to get some tsunami concerns. But thankfully, maybe it wasn't as bad in all areas, but they might have had some waves in Japan and other places. So I want to go ahead and keep moving, because we still got to talk about the weather. Virginia Beach ocean temperatures usually in the upper 70s at an average this time of year in August, and September 76. Our rainfall amounts are going to come in, it looks like, below average. I know that's like, oh, that's silly, Aldrich. I've had a lot more rain than 4. Some of you had like 3 or 4 in just a day this month, but it's all about this individual point, and I'm using Norfolk International as a basis point. But they had 4.17. We average about 6. So that's really where things are in the big picture. I got another note here. I got Taj. He just asked me the question. And I just tried to kind of answer that about the tsunami activities. Yeah, the understanding was that there were maybe 6 or maybe 8-foot waves in some parts of Japan, and maybe on the in Maui. I believe it was Maui had some, but nothing that was too earth-shattering in that regard. But if you're in the Russia area, even on the eastern fringe of Russia, that type of magnitude quake is going to do some serious amount of damage, no doubt. All right, I want to keep moving because this is one of the things I want to show you. We were talking about rainfall. That's one aspect of it, but as we come back full screen, I want to show you the average in August, because we're about to start a new month, is typically 5.88. That's the second soggiest month of the year. We hit 92 again today. That's 2 days in a row. Hampton 93, 91 in Franklin is now 755. Here's a look at our highs for the month. And you can see we've had 2 consecutive days at 92, and we're now running at about, 9 to 16. Tomorrow will be day 10. Tomorrow we'll get up to about 93. So we'll have another day at 90 and another above normal day to round out the last day of July. So we should finish 10 to 16 if you're keeping score from that regard. And as far as our numbers, we like to show this just to give you some comparison. We had a very hot start to spring when we had our first 90-degree day on April 6th. We had 2 more to follow up in May, had a whopping 12 in June. And June was not only 12 days, but the hottest was the 26th. We hit 99 degrees that day, and now we've had 2 92 days, and we're going to hit 93 tomorrow, so we'll be 12 and 12. June and July looks like they're going to have the same amount of 90-degree days when you look back in the rearview mirror. And we typically see in August about 9 days, but you're going to be hard-pressed, I think, because I made the bold prediction about 2 weeks ago, 13 days ago. I say we're going to get a cooler start to August, and if you wipe away the first week with below average numbers, it's going to be hard to get to the 9 days average, right? This is an average over a 30-year period. So just know that there's going to be some variability, but if we could dismiss, is that a good word? We're going to dismiss the first week for 90 degrees because we'll be in the 80s, low 80s at best for this weekend. So then maybe we have a below average August. But it's not like I'm reading tea leaves here, but if you take 25% of the month out of the equation, then we might have a hard time making up for lost ground. That's all I'm just suggesting and putting that out there. We've had 26 days in 2025. We average about 10 more at 36. Temperature right now, 86 in Suffolk, 82 in Chesapeake. I'm looking at your numbers here, 83 in Kitty Hawk as well as Manio, and I'm looking at some other notes here. I got a note from Kim. This is my first note from Kim today. She says, I'm counting, David. I'm counting on those temps to start Friday. She might do something drastic. If she doesn't get the cooler weather on Friday, she might stop watching First Warning Live, but I don't want you to do that. I want you to keep coming back here because I'm going to keep giving you not only cool ways to save money on pizza, and we give away free pizza because we like to do that too on occasion, but I also want to give you some great weather intel where you won't find it anywhere else, because I like to stick my neck out and I don't like to eat crow, but sometimes I might spike the football every once in now and again. Because why not? Because you're going to stick. I mean, if I'm not spiking the football, people are going to remind me, boy, you really blew it. You said it was going to be cool in August, and it was. Well, it was okay. It was cool in August. All right, see what I mean? It's one of those things that you just have to have a little bit of foresight and sometimes a little bit of vision. So we're going back to the maps. It's 87 in Hertford right now, but it feels like 99 in Windsor, 91 in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Chesapeake. Feels like 96 right now in Hampton. And is it any wonder when you're in the low 70s for dew points? This is the key. Those will be dropping, and right now the dew point temperature is either holding steady, where you see some zeros in Edenton, Franklin, they haven't changed this time 24 hours ago, or they're +2, +3, -2, -3. So they're pretty much in the ballpark. But this is what I really want to show you. This is going to change in the big way, because today we had a dew point of 75. Several hours this morning, and then again in the afternoon. And we're going to be around there tomorrow, about 75, 76. But then on Sunday, we're going to go down. So I have to do that again. Maybe I have to do it, maybe rub my head or my belly. I'll try again. See if this works. Oh, there it did. See? It just took a little practice. It's going to drop 15 to 20 degrees. Say this again, Aldrich. It's going to be 15 to 20 degrees less humid Sunday morning. We're going to be in the mid to upper 50s for just a few short hours, and then it's going to squeeze back to the low 60s in perhaps most of Sunday. But if you're up early, what have I said on this program, this live stream for the last couple of days? The greatest intel is if you're up Sunday morning, whether it's going to church, grabbing some Starbucks coffee, whatever, or maybe you just want to grab some pizza, because we're going to be giving away some free pizza tomorrow. That's fun. But I just want to reiterate, we're going to be down in the upper 50s, but only for a short time. It's like one of those, it's like a promo code that expires, right? The dew point will come back up, and when you look at these numbers, you say, there's no way you could be in the 50s, because right now the cool air is in Canada. Where? It's in Canada. That's where it is. It's around north of Minneapolis. That's where the cool air is. You don't see it here. But temperatures right now in Knoxville, looks like they're rain cooled at 79. It's been very hot, as we heard from Marilyn Bell. I was in Knoxville for 15 years. That's why I mentioned them a lot. And have been here a little more than 5 months in Hampton Roads. But in Pittsburgh, it's 86. In Myrtle Beach, it's 81. And in Hotlanta, they're at 90 degrees at this hour. It's 8 o'clock. I gotta keep moving. Now, do you see where we're going? Oh, I see more green. Is that cool air? It is. Oh, I see blue air over here. Look at this blue air over here. That's super cool, man. You feel like you're in the middle of fall. We're not there yet, but I will say the cooler air is on its way, and it's really dry air in Minneapolis. Even though they're 78, their dew points are probably very low. And all this hot weather, we got one hot day left, and it's coming in like a freight train, right? The hot weather from Little Rock to Memphis, Nashville, Knoxville, Roanoke, and it's coming to Virginia Beach tomorrow. One more day, my friend, just hang in there. I want to show you the future temperatures because we like to show this too. This is a look at the next 10 days. Color-wise, this is just suggesting as we go into August, it's much cooler here. All the hot air is going that way. It's going to the west, my friend. So if you're vacationing at Grand Canyon, you're going to be sweating. But the cooler air, more temperate, I don't know if that's a good word for the description, but just maybe easier to handle when you can go outside and spend some time without sweating profusely. Those days are about to be over, I think, as we head into the first week, maybe first 7 to 10 days of August. Now, tomorrow's planner looks like this. 89 at noon. Now, the sun's up at 6:10. I will note that, but the hot temperature will feel like about 100 to 104. So about 100 to 104, that's where it's going to feel like. But I got a note from Kim. She's so sweet. See what I mean? This is so nice when you have somebody like Kim. She's just reminding us. She says, I'll never stop. Well, I appreciate that. I like doing these things, and I like to give you the information that you might not necessarily look at on a website. Maybe you don't always look at your app, but you can always on our phone. We can watch this. I can watch this like over the weekend because I got some cool movie stuff too at the end of this. I made a goof, and Patrick Kelly made me accountable about a movie called Thunderbolts, and I was thinking about James Bond in the early 60s. No, it wasn't Thunderbolts. He was talking about a Marvel movie called Thunderbolts. It came out, I guess, in May. So I was just not keeping up with the latest movies. I saw Superman, but I haven't seen Thunderbolts. But I digress. I do that a lot here. Let's go ahead and get back to the maps. What about the storms? Yes, it's going to be a afternoon, evening. It's going to be skewed to the afternoon, evening. I think by 8, 10 o'clock, as we'll see on the Futurecast, knock on wood, it'll work tonight, scattered storms will be on the increase. So I left a 40% chance of rain tomorrow, but it's not a morning issue in most cases. There could be a little hiccup in the morning, late morning for maybe the Outer Banks. I'll show you that too. But I think generally, most of the activity tomorrow is going to be toward the second half of the day. So we showed you this map, this bar graph earlier. I just want to reiterate 81 degrees. This is the payoff. I told you that the relief is coming. It's going to be pretty cloudy on Friday, and occasionally it's going to be rainy. It'll be like drizzle. You'll feel like you're in London. And low clouds, some rain showers. That on Friday is expected, but I think you'll find less thunder on Friday, maybe a little bit more on Thursday night when the system comes through. Rain chances about 40% late tomorrow. Then it's elevated on Friday at 70%, and then 20% in the Outer Banks primarily on Saturday. Rainfall forecast as we start to wrap things up. It's 8:03. Heavier rains may be in blue up across the nation's capital through Delaware, New Jersey, and southeast PA. That would be Pennsylvania, but here, maybe a half inch. That's to be expected. It wouldn't surprise me if we get that much rain right through, say, Friday night. Looking at the rainfall potential regionally, you can see how things are going and how they're moving on in that regard. Oh, I got another note from Denmark. He's on here. What is he doing? You know what he's ready for? He's ready for the leaves. Ooh, maybe we get some leaves, Denmark. Hang in there. I mean, you get cold enough, but it's not quite October yet. Hang in there. One of the things you be careful what you wish for, because while we are going to a cooler pattern, I suspect the ragweed pollen will come on strong. It'll come on strong with the cooler dew points, and it will also come in strong as we head into mid to late August. It's usually around Labor Day we start wheezing and sneezing. If you didn't know you had an allergy, sometimes, depending on where you live, inland Virginia might be worse than maybe at the beach, but you can have some allergies anytime. Virtually, it seems like, during allergy season. Now, yesterday, big story was, or not yesterday, today, I'm losing track of time. The Chincoteague Pony Swim was today. Well, what's the pony auction? I got to come back and explain this. So this is the 100th Chincoteague Pony Swim today, and the pictures you see here are from WTKR last year during the 99th, is that right? Yeah, 99th year. But one of the things, once they now have their pony auction, I didn't know this, but this is a fundraiser. They have to control the herd because the foals get overgrown. So they auction them off, they sell them, and it's a fundraiser for the local volunteer fire department. The Chincoteague Fire Department benefits from the pony auction. That's tomorrow, so I just thought I'd give you a forecast if you were up there. Some people might be up there a couple of days. Some people got up at 3 a.m. just to be up there this morning between 7 and 9 because of the swim. The swim was great pictures. I encourage you to watch our 11 o'clock news tonight. We have some pictures of that. But temperatures will be generally in the upper 80s by 11 and 1, and the auction starts tomorrow at 8 a.m. sharply. So if you're up there and you want to buy a horse, you want to buy a pony, you have opportunities to do that here in Virginia. Eastern Shore, there's Chincoteague, 89. That's where that is. If you haven't been familiar with if maybe you're watching from, say, Tennessee or Kentucky, that's where Chincoteague is. It's on the northern fringe of the Eastern Shore there, practically moving into Maryland. But Onancock, 88, 88 Exmoor, 87 Cape Charles. It's 8:05 now. Down the Outer Banks we go. Manio tomorrow, 87, 86 Duck, 88 Kill Devil Hills, and Rodanthe and Hatteras about 87, 86 respectfully, and I think that we'll find a better chance of rain at night. Speaking of which, severe thunderstorm. Severe thunderstorm colors generally from the Storm Prediction Center are usually going to be yellow or green. That would be scattered or isolated. We have just green on the screen tonight. So if you have family in the Denver area or Casper, Wyoming, we looked at some areas there. They might have some isolated severe storms. And Springfield, Missouri also has some active weather potentially between now and 8 a.m. And just south of Detroit through central sections of Indiana and up toward New England and into parts of West Virginia, but nothing here locally. Now Thursday, it's pretty close. We've got, of course, the Denver, Casper, Cheyenne, Wyoming area, but Thursday, that's tomorrow, it's going to be just north of Middlesex County. So if you're in the Baltimore area, you're in D.C., there could be isolated storms here. I just don't expect it to be an issue here for us. I'm being selfish, right? We're focused on areas north of Middlesex because of our TV audience. But no matter where you are, if you're in Delaware, New Jersey, or Washington, D.C., you have a chance to get some severe weather. Notice how it just vanishes on Friday. There's nothing to talk about because the front will have pulled through and the cooler air will be experienced by many of us, meaning this front's going to sweep in like a broom and suddenly we're going to feel more refreshing from start to finish. Love that. Okay, I want to bring you back to camera here because we're looking at now at 8:07. This is the situation at 9 o'clock tonight. Just some scattered clouds. It's muggy. We go into tomorrow morning. Notice we've got a dry start. So if you've got some errands to run, you're doing some outdoor work, you'll be fine. But it's the midday hour. You might get a pesky shower in your back bay or back toward the Outer Banks. That's not the main event. Once we get into 3 o'clock, 3 p.m., a couple of showers near Virginia Beach or Norfolk. That's not to be unheard of. But it's 5 o'clock Thursday. You say, oh, we didn't get much, Aldrich. Wait for it. There it is, 10 o'clock. This is the line that means business. This is the line associated with the front that's going to cool us down. It's going to be a voila moment once it gets out of here and it really starts to clear the area on Friday. But Friday, did you say it was going to be mostly cloudy Friday? Look at all the clouds on Friday. And the perpetual showers, or at least the drizzle, that's noon. It's still raining around the Hampton Roads, Elizabeth City, down toward North Carolina at 5 p.m. on Friday. So we still have the potential of this kind of sloppy weather or just gray day. But be patient. There's 11 o'clock Friday. Once it clears out on Saturday, you're going to say, this is so nice. This was worth the wait. Thursday morning, upper 70s, if not mid 70s for North Carolina. Franklin, 74, 76 Virginia Beach, 79 in Cape Charles. And the afternoon forecast, low to mid 90s. I think we got a good shot at hitting 93 tomorrow, 91 in the peninsula, about 88 Virginia Beach. Chincoteague, probably that should be 89. We'll go ahead and put 89 there. I thought that was where I had 89 for them. So that's where their pony auction in the morning. But 86 in Duck, about 93 in Suffolk during the course of tomorrow. And we're looking at areas around Melfa at 88, 92 for Matthews tomorrow. Here's your first warning, WTKR News 3 7-day forecast. So 84 on Friday, 70% chance of rain. We got 20% Saturday. Most of that's in the Outer Banks. I'm telling you what, it's Sunday morning. Even though the temperature's still the same as this one, it's the difference is the dew points will be in the 50s. So this is why I give this an extra definitely get up type of situation. And it stays comfortable through most of next week. I left a 40% chance for Wednesday. So we still have more opportunities for rain going into the week. I want to end with some happy shots. Speaking of Matthews County, Charles Powers, if you're watching, he shot this picture yesterday. Love it. It's a beautiful picture. We're wrapping up, and you can see the York River sunrise from Lori. She showed us that, as well as what we're seeing in the daybreak at Mill Creek in Phoebus. So Brian Talley, thank you for that wonderful, beautiful picture. So there's the forecast. Just want to recap anything you might want to talk about. We're looking at the comments here, some of the new ones that might have come in. Let's see. Denmark had a follow-up question. He says, if we turn on, let's come back on the telestrator. He says, if we all turn on our air conditioners as cold as possible and open our windows and doors, could that help lower the temps? In theory, probably not. But it's a good thought. I'm just telling you, if you just wait 48 more hours or so, just get us to Friday, things will be improved, Denmark. I know that will be the case over time. By the way, did I also tell you, in addition to this cool live stream, we're participating in a contest where we're giving away free pizza. 3 Virginia Beach locations, 1 in Chesapeake, 1 in Norfolk. We'd love for you to participate. If your name has been registered once before, you do not have to keep doing it. But we will be announcing the winners tomorrow. Very excited about that. One of the other things is the fact that we're giving away a big discount. I mean, huge discount using the WTKR promo, WTKR Sunny. So if you go to marcos.com and use that promo code, you can get the new item called Mike's Hot Honey Magnifico for $10.99. That's a steal. And if you've had Mike's Hot Honey, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's delicious. But we don't stop there. Why would we stop there? But WTKR Sunny could be used to get maybe a Magnifico, an all meat, a deluxe, a garden, all in the medium sizes. Maybe it's the Philly, the white cheesy, the big cheese, the chicken fresco sounds really good. And maybe you just want the works. If you want everything on it for $10.99 and it's a medium, that's a pretty good deal. Especially since a lot of places will depending on how many toppings you have, you can see your price rack up. But it's still going to be $10.99. So check it out at marcos.com. Of course, we'll have more information about that tomorrow. So that's where things are. Let me just reset real quick. Come back for a second to this picture. This is a good reset for me. Just want to remind you, thank you for I was getting some accountability from Patrick Kelly. We were talking about movies. He mentioned Thunderbolts. I think it's funny about movies. One thing, there's a connection to movies and weather. How we watch them. If you're old enough, all you have to do is ask mom or dad, or maybe you just have to ask grandma or grandfather if they're still around. They used to watch movies in the theater, right? Before the pandemic, we even went to the drive-in in the theaters. Then there was a thing called mom and pop video stores. And they were blown away. They were decimated by Blockbuster Video. Some of you are like, I remember that. Then we had, Netflix by mail. Then we had, was that a thing? Yeah, they used to give you something in the mail. You could keep it, throw it away, I guess. But then there was the Red Box. How many of you remember Red Box? Remember that little visor to keep the sun glare from reading the titles? But now we watch it on the streaming services. And maybe it's Netflix, YouTube TV, Amazon Prime, Apple TV, Disney Plus, or HBO Max. The only reason I point this out is that many of us still want to be entertained, but we really don't care. I mean, we do. We had VHS tapes, we had beta tapes. You've been at TV a while, you know what a 3/4 inch tape looked like. But now we live on this thing, right? So now we watch phones, and we still want the movies. We want to be entertained. Same is true with weather. Right? That's my position. The same is true with weather. It doesn't matter if it's an app, it's a website, it's a live stream, or a local newscast. As long as you're getting the information, I'm happy, you're happy, right? We love our movies, we love our weather, and I love the fact that you guys are all here. Okay, tomorrow, big night because we're giving away pizza. Remember, it doesn't matter if the weather is sunny or if it's serious. Every day is a gift. Just make the most of it in your neighborhood. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.